13th Age iconic production game, 13th Age game, the Heroes at the Edge of Desolation. I am Becca, the GM, and with me are the lovely ladies of the Obsidian Souls. We're here tonight, streaming from our houses, as we still are not gathering together. We don't have the ability to sit 6 feet apart in the studio, so we're here, and it's we miss each other, but it's all right. We're still gaming. So we were just talking about before I went on stream about what happened last time, and so I will give the recap. If you ladies would like to give me your iconic relationship roles.
I got one for Demola.
Okay.
The 3-1 roll still stands, right?
Sure, did you get 3
If I get 3 ones in a row. Ah, dang it, so close.
I got a 6 for the spell queen.
All right.
And I got a 6 for the Rivener.
Okay. What did you get with Demoloth?
A 5.
5. Okay. All right. So last time, the group managed to convince a sandworm to go and attack an army that was approaching the chitinous dungeon. They were a trifle more successful. However, as they were watching the chaos unfold and Vave was casually strolling across the sand, some small sand larvae attacked the group, terrifying them all, and it wasn't something that was difficult for them to handle, but in the end, Vave's summoned ghoul was the last thing to hurt the sand larvae, and thus a sandworm ghoul now roams the Great Desolates. The group managed to make it back to Jeruthan, found Boaz, got their money because they went back in and got the head of the Scorpion General, and were quite happy in their knowledge that they have money in the bank ready to be spent. It gets a little touch and go when you consider the fact that in their journey back from the chitinous dungeon with the head of the Scorpion General, the group encountered some old cultists of the Scorpion, and Vave convinced them all to not attack the group by holding up the severed head of the Scorpion General. So she gained some followers, to put it mildly. And the group decided to rest, and in the morning, or perhaps maybe even a few hours after their meeting with Boaz, they were debating about whether they wanted to go and talk to the angry-looking dwarf that was requesting adventurers to assist him. So, the group is faced with wondering if they need to deal with the cultists they brought back, if they need to head back out into the wastes and deal with this undead ghoul sandworm that they've created, or if they want to go and talk to the dwarf who is waiting outside the gates for them. Well, he's waiting outside the gates for an adventuring group. Boaz highly recommended a different one than the Obsidian Souls, but it is a first come, first serve basis. So, just realized I need to plug in my headphones.
I'm good with like dealing with the cultists we brought back, since they're, you know, like literally with us. I think that might everybody else. I don't know. If everybody else agrees or not.
I'm with you.
But doing what? I'm sorry.
Dealing with the cultists that we brought back incidentally. Apparently we brought some back. I didn't realize that. I thought she brought back her drunken minions.
Yes.
Which are human. but they're
Yes.
cultists.
Yeah. They're
Oh.
human cultists who followed the Scorpion general. Well, followed the Scorpion, not just the general, who decided to follow Vave and who Darul gave ale to. I'm sure they're not
so
going to be a problem.
Let's just kill them.
Or we could just leave them in Druthen.
But they're cultists. They'll try to continue to expand their ideology forcibly, enslave people.
Maybe we can mess around in their minds a little bit.
We could try to reprogram their minds. We've tried that in the past. I'm not
It
against
worked out really well last time.
Well, though.
I mean, sadly, it's fine. It's already. What could possibly be worse than the last time?
Could we like maybe convince them to worship somebody else?
Like me.
Like maybe not why. Maybe somebody else that is not in our group. Or we could just like is there like a temple or anything in Druthen?
Yes, there is. There is a temple to the hosts, the pantheon of the good deities of Tanar, in particular Centauri, which is the continent you are on. But yes, there is a temple or two. This week, Becca made a lot of maps, so yes, there is.
Which temple was Darul at?
Darul was with the temple to the hosts.
Okay.
Yes, they are the largest one. They are the one that acts like a hospital, if you will. And since the hosts are a pantheon, you can find just about everybody in there. And so it would be a place that, like, for example, Miles, if he were here, he could tell you what all the different iconography are for all the different gods.
Could we just talk to the cultists and ask them why they were with the Scorpion? Or for the Scorpion or something?
Of course you can. Is that what you guys
Alright, I'm
want
gonna
to
do that. That's what I want to do so we can maybe try to convince them to like stay at the temple or something and worship somebody else.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you head out and you do find the dozen or so cultists that you convinced not to attack you all outside the Adventurers Guild, and one in particular seems to be stirring up a crowd. You hear him proclaiming things like, the Scorpion will return again and sting the world. You want to be on the right side, or else you might find yourself stung. Things of that nature.
Are people listening? Like, so Trip wants to look around and see the reactions of other people.
Okay, make a perception check.
I'm sorry, is perception
Wisdom.
intelligence? Wisdom. With a background?
With a background, that would help you read people. And a level.
Fortune teller. Famed fortune teller, so that's 27.
27. You can see that maybe 10% of the crowd finds it interesting. The other 90% who are still listening are doing so with great skepticism, and a good majority of them are continually leaving the man on his soapbox and walking away from him.
Gosh, I I really just want to manifest a tomato and throw it at him and see what happens. Can I?
Do it. Do it.
So Trip's gonna pick up a rock and use one of her powers to change change the material into a tomatoes material.
Mm-hmm. Much more organic or much more
Squishy.
compostable.
Yeah.
Compostable.
She's totally gonna throw it with one of her back arms.
Her pincers.
So that way she can look more like she's involved doing something else.
Okay.
But she's totally gonna throw it. Do I roll for Dex?
Yeah, so that'll be a Dex plus level to throw.
No background. Or always background.
Nope, no background, because this is like an attack roll.
19.
19. It hits with a solid thud and splatter across the man's chest. And he turns and doesn't see who threw the tomato, but does see the three of you. And he points to your group and says, "Look, there are the great defenders of the Scorpion who knew the true deceit of the Scorpion General and brought her down low. Those are the people you should be worshipping. Those are the people who you owe your life to."
Trip's just gonna back.
And the crowd, some of the skeptical ones roll their eyes. The 10% who seem more interested, a couple of them kind of get a little closer, trying to figure, like, you feel a little bit of a press as people are trying to figure out who you are and getting in a little closer. Names! Give us your names!
Can I just like grab the cultist and like shove him into somewhere so we can like talk in private?
Sure. So you walk through the crowd up to the cultist on his box, grab him, and drag him into an alley?
Yeah.
I want to follow.
Oh, good. You should follow. So the three of you have now cornered this gentleman, and he says, "Oh, my Lady Vave," and does a very elaborate bow to you. And, Vave, what is your wisdom modifier?
Wisdom is 1.
Okay. And you do notice that he doesn't have, like the golden scorpion tail stitched on his jacket anymore, but it almost seems double, as if maybe, I don't know, curly horns or something is now stitched there. I mean, one side is gold, the other side is not. It's a little yellow, as if he found yellow thread somewhere. So yeah, he gives you that elaborate bow and goes, "Lady Vave, oh, I'm so grateful that you have emerged to discuss with us your great plans for the city. You're right, this is much better than Crystal Pool.
Wait, so
all the potential."
I'm gonna ask him what he meant by the, what did he say? The general that we killed. I'm gonna ask him if that wasn't the actual general. Like, who was that?
It looked like the Scorpion General. I mean, it looked like our pictures of her. Oh, sorry, guys.
So why is he saying that it was good that we killed her?
Oh, because she clearly was deceiving all of us. I mean, if you were able to bring her low, she must not really have truly been a part of the Scorpion's plans. Unless...
Or maybe the scorpion isn't as powerful as you thought.
No, my Lady Vave. I cannot ask you to speak such blasphemies in my hearing.
What makes you think the scorpion is so powerful?
He is the scorpion who rides on the world's back. He has seen us through such times of turmoil. I mean, you yourself had an audience with our head priest before he perished under the grandeur of the scorpion's gaze.
What?
Well, you guys were at the temple, right? In Crystal Pool?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That wasn't the scorpion's gaze, though. That was us.
That was you what?
We killed the priest, didn't we?
Wait a second. Wait. This is bad.
You see him wrestle with that revelation for a hot minute. No. I mean, are you mortal? Or are you something else?
We're mortal, for the most part.
Then you couldn't have done it.
Maybe the scorpion isn't as powerful as you think. Maybe you should be worshipping somebody else.
Yeah, he doesn't like that idea.
Cool.
And, Y and Trip, what are your wisdom modifiers?
2.
Mine is 6. Oh, wait.
3?
Well, I don't know, because I thought I had a natural bonus. I'm assuming it's 3.
Okay.
I have to
All right.
on that.
And you all have pretty good passive perceptions, and you see him struggle with that turmoil, and he reaches into his jacket pocket, and then yes, Faith.
I'm gonna pull out a weapon just to be ready if he's gonna attack us.
Good, because that's what he's doing. He's totally attacking you. He pulls out an iron shard and tries to throw it at you. Oh, that was a 17. It's not. However, does a 17 hit your AC, Vave?
Yep. Sure does.
All right. You are going to take 10 points of damage as it sinks into your shoulder, and you realize that there's something about this shard that almost pulses with a darkly magical aura, and you are dazed until you are able to pull the shard out with a quick action. Otherwise, you're going to take 10 ongoing damage as long as it's in you.
Okay.
So, let's roll initiative.
Woo. Good.
Yeah, so good.
So good. I got an 11.
I got a 14.
Okay.
So I rolled a 17, but I'm gonna use calm anticipation, so I'm a 9.
Right.
We're doing great, guys.
The cultist is coming in strong at the top with a 17. Fave and Trip.
But he already went. That's not even fair.
He did.
Right?
He just got an attack of opportunity on you. And,
Neat.
yeah. You guys kind of just watched him reach in and pull it out as he was struggling with
I
it.
was ready though. Does that count for anything? I specifically said I was ready.
You were ready for him to attack you. He still rolled high. We will say that
Cool.
it is his turn. I'm going to roll with this. And why? Why don't you go ahead and go?
Okay. I'm going to, well, okay, as a quick action, I'm going to pull the thing out of my chest. Do I have to roll for that?
No, but why got a 14 and Babe got an 11?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. If you guys want to switch, you can.
I'm super ready for this though.
Babe is ready. Why? Would you like Babe to go before you?
Yeah, you go ahead. I got like 6 more rolls to do, so that's totally fine.
Okay, Babe, go.
All right, I'm gonna rip the thing out of my chest.
Okay, it's a
and
quick
then
action.
I'm gonna try. Yeah, as a quick action.
Okay.
And then can I try to stab him with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be a strength plus level.
18.
18 does not quite hit.
Ah. Okay, cool.
But you do those 3 points of miss damage.
Woohoo!
Woo. And then I need you to roll a save.
Oh, right. Okay. 17! Woo!
No problem. All right. Why? Are you ready?
I just gotta find my spell. I don't have the book on me right now, so I gotta find it. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
There's so many links in this group chat. Okay, here we
There are, yes.
go.
You're not wrong.
Oh no! So it says the page does not exist. Okay, well then, I guess I'm gonna choose a random spell then. Unless you can tell me what the Temple Bells spell does.
Do you have what class it's from?
Yeah, Chaos Mage. It's an iconic spell.
Alright, Chaos Mage.
Oh, by the way, my high weirdness is that
Temple Bells, yes.
so until the end of my next turn, all saves count as like if I succeed on a save, it counts as a fail, and if I fail on a save, it counts as a success. So that's just my high weirdness for now.
Oh, it's flipped?
But yes,
Okay.
the bells.
Temple Bells, you and each nearby ally that have 10 hit points or fewer, you can heal using a recovery.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I did my part.
Actually, you're at 3rd level, so if anybody here, does anybody here have 20 hit points or fewer?
I'm close, but no.
Okay. So, yes, you hear tolling of bells from the hosts.
Ooh, I want to be like doing my wand, like I'm dinging bells.
Okay. Like you're conducting. Lovely. Okay.
Like one of those bell people.
Right. All right, Trip. What you got?
So I'm gonna cast Inevitable Pain. So
Cool. I love that spell.
okay, so if you know it already. Oh,
What was
thank
that?
you.
Oh.
I said I'm glad you already knew what it was. So I think I'm gonna out myself to the whole Twitch community here, or at least our people who are watching. I think I've been playing Trip wrong. I think if she has a at will spell, or ranged spells, she does have to roll. She can't just say her talents and her mediations all are just automatic, which are the majority of what I use.
Right.
But if she's doing a spell, she actually does have to roll.
Okay.
However, she does as she gets higher up, she can actually start re-rolling her rolls, but
Oh, okay.
I wanted to out myself because I want to be an honest player. So
Lovely.
I'm gonna roll. And it is the problem is I think they don't specify this one, so I'm assuming it's a standard PD if it's not specified.
Okay.
So because I've been playing her wrong this entire time.
Lee, I'm gonna give you a weird point for that.
Oh,
You're
thanks.
welcome. You can totally use it on our Fading Suns game when we play again.
So as I was saying, because I've been playing her wrong this entire time, rolling to attack is I don't actually know how. So I get my base die, and then I add.
I don't have that book with me.
Do I have like a spell modifier or something?
It's either going to be your charisma, your wisdom, or your intelligence.
Well, I think it's charisma and wisdom are the majority of the ones that she uses.
Okay, it'll probably be charisma plus level will be your spell attack.
Okay. Okay, so it's an 18.
18 does not quite hit. Is there miss damage?
I don't think
if it
so.
doesn't say, then no. Okay.
No.
All right. It seems to splash over his robes as if he is a. Oh wait, no, PD. It does hit the PD.
Yes.
Oh, neat.
I forgot.
Victory.
Okay.
Yay.
I looked down and saw my AC, and I was like, oh. But you said PD.
Okay, so it says here, until the battle ends, whenever one of my allies hits him, he's going to take extra damage equal to my charisma modifier.
Awesome.
So I think right now that is just a 3.
Okay.
Because plus level would be 6, but...
Yeah, so plus 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did take the adventurer feat, so I do add my level to the bonus damage, so it's a 6.
Okay, plus 6 when people hit him. Lovely. Cool. Okie dokie. Sweet. We are back to the top of the round. Escalation dice kicks up to 1. And the cultist being hit with something magical from Trip Snarls. I'm assuming you three were like, you guys are like all right on in there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I am. For
He
sure.
is going to stab at Trip, who just did something to him. Does a 14 hit your armor?
It does not.
Clang! The iron shard. He seems to just have a whole bunch of these in his hands that he is able to try to stab where he can. And he misses. So it is Y, then Vave, then Trip, if Y is ready. Otherwise, we might just permanently switch it to Vave at the top.
Do we know what these shards are? Like,
If you'd like to
What
stop
the-
and investigate them, you can.
is that like a quick action or what is that?
That'd be like a standard action.
Okay, well, maybe later then.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, well, I drew a defense roll, so I'm feeling very defensive, which makes sense. And I rolled a defense bonus, so I just get a +2 to my defensive choice until an attack against that defense misses you, or until the end of the battle. I'm gonna do a +2 to my Let's do my PD because that's the lowest.
I feel like it should. I feel like I should say he does not have any attacks against your PD.
A merciful GM.
Really?
You're not worthy.
Okay.
He only has
Then my
attacks against your
AC?
armor class, your AC.
Okay, let's do it up. Put that on there. Yeah, I'm feeling vulnerable, so I'm not really in an attacking spot. I'm just gonna like step back in my own spot and kind of do a little wand thing to make myself feel safe. Actually, oh no, I'm just going to hold my wand very close to me in like a very like, I just want to be small and not be a part of this fight.
Lovely. So you get a +2 to your AC?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. Vave.
All right, I'm gonna try to hit him with the shard again.
Cool.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. All right.
So the 25 with my strength plus level.
That will definitely hit. I need you to roll
Cool.
3d8s.
Cool.
And then add +6 for what I gave you too.
Cool.
How does that get double 2? It's actually
12. So 18 total.
okay. So you rolled your 3d6, added 6 from trip, add 2 for your strength. Right? Your strength.
Oh, 2 for my strength?
+2.
So it would be 20. I
And
didn't
then,
add that.
since you rolled a natural 20, you double that.
So 40.
So, Vave, tell me how in one shot you killed the guy
Gonna
with that iron shard of his.
I have the iron shard like this in my fist, and I'm gonna jam it into his neck, and he's gonna bleed out eventually.
Yes, he does. So you guys will watch as Vave kind of flips the shard in her hand, and it's almost like a well-practiced maneuver. You've never really seen her do something like that before. You've seen her smash things with her gauntlet, you've seen her summon things and cast spells, but you've never seen her clearly at ease around a weapon. And so for her to just take it in her hand, spin it around, and then just go straight into his jugular, that tells you she's had practice doing something like that before. And he collapses to the ground in a puddle, outside the Adventurers League in an alley where everybody watched you go in with him. So yeah, he's dead. What do you guys
So I mean, we should lie about what happened, right?
We need to hide the body.
Just tell people he attacked us. That's what I'm gonna say anyway.
We need to hide the body.
We need to hide the body.
I want to. Where are the other cultists?
They were out just on the street, rounding up followers and helpers. People to listen.
I'm gonna go gather them so they don't do something stupid.
Okay. Vave leaves the
Wait, you're
alley.
gathering the cultists?
I'm gonna gather them so we can keep tabs on what they're doing rather than just have them go find followers.
Okay.
You know what we could do? We could use his death to our advantage.
How so?
Well, we could say something like, I mean, obviously everybody's pretty much against what he was saying anyways, because only like 10% were like, oh yeah, what, like what he's saying on that soapbox makes so much sense. So I think what we should do is be like, I don't know, we should choose a god and say that the god killed him because his beliefs were so messed up in his head that they had to get rid of him because he was like a cancer to the cultists.
I think we should just hide the body.
Did I gather the cultists successfully?
Yeah, if you have a left, knowing, what are you gonna say to get them to follow you?
Um. Hmm. I'm gonna tell him the guy who was like the leader who we just killed
Mm-hmm.
needs them.
Oh, Telemore? Telemore needs us? Yeah, sure, okay.
Cool. Okay.
That was easy.
Yeah. Okay. Now, but I don't know what to do, so I need some help, guys.
So, well, in the few minutes that Fave's gone, why and Trip, what are you doing with the body?
Hiding it.
Where?
What is immediately around me? Should I perception this?
Immediately around you is an alley. There are some barrels. There are some sacks of supplies.
Just shove it in a barrel or something.
I mean, you guys are in the alley next to the Adventurers Guild. I mean, I guess you can drag him into a darker alley further into town.
I think Y is gonna go look for some flowers.
I'm actually gonna double bag him in some of these little supply bags, potato sacks.
Shake out some potato sacks, shove the body in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna, God, I'm gonna hope this works. I'm going to then fling it over my back, and I'm gonna go immediately into a shadier. Since I can't communicate with these two that I have with me, I'm just gonna go and go into a shadier alley where various deeds would not be so uncommon.
Okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay, did I find a flower?
You did find flowers. And you get back to the alley about the same time Vave shows up with all of her followers. Trip's nowhere to be seen. The body's gone.
Yeah.
Could I track her down? Yeah, could I track her down, like know where she would go? Because I'm a mercenary to Outlying City, so I'm assuming that like I'd probably know where all the bad things happen. So maybe I'd know where she would go to hide a body.
Wait, I need you to help me to convince the cultists to not worship the Scorpion King first. Or Scorpion.
Well, aren't they kind of not doing that anymore anyways?
Fave is standing there with a whole bunch of cultists right behind her.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need help telling them that they shouldn't worship the Scorpion.
That is a tough one. But I do have charisma as my highest skill, so I guess I should step up to the plate here. I'm going to get on top of a trash. You said there are trash cans back here?
There's barrels.
Okay, I'm going to get on top of one of the barrels.
Okay.
Yep. And then I'm going to call to order all of the cultists. And I'm going to take out my wand and warm them up with a couple of very pleasant and intriguing yet slightly humorous wand tricks. Say I throw it up in the air, twirls around, maybe some sparks fly, and everyone's like, oh, ah. So I gain their attention, you know? How's that seem? Are they with me? Are they following?
Roll a charisma check.
Math 23. Unless I can add a background and then higher.
Yeah. You can use a background. What background would you use to entrance people?
Mercenary to Outlying Cities for sure, because I would definitely have to distract people while I steal from them. Or kill them quietly, you know.
Yeah, sure, I know. All right. Yeah, You have these cultists rapt attention.
Yeah, I figured. That's usually how it happens. Okay, so what do we want them to believe?
Okay, I want them to believe that your magic is the magic of the temples that are here, so that they start worshiping people here. So they just stay here and avoid the Scorpion King or Scorpion in general.
Okay. My first question, they followed you because the guy that we killed, you told them that he would be here, right? And he's like the leader.
Yep.
Am I following that correctly?
Yep.
Okay. I want to say beautiful, majestic people. I'm going to say, my name is Y, and I have the power of the gods that live here. But where is your leader? Where is he? If he had so much the strength of the scorpion behind him that he claims he has, that he claims that you all are going to benefit from, wouldn't he be here leading you? No, I am here because the gods of this city are the true gods. Should I say one specifically? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know any of them.
Really, the only one you guys might have heard about would be Azameth, the one that Miles specifically followed. But general is okay.
Yes. Okay. I want to finish by saying your work is here. And if you serve these gods and these people, you too can do cool magic stick tricks. One day. If you're lucky. Oh, and then I want to use my stick and do a whole bunch of cool stuff, like all of my spells, like the tentacles and stuff. I want to do the sun, like the rays of sunshine. I want it all to just be like a beautiful display, like a fireworks display, like the 4th of July. And I want it to be grand and majestic. And then I want it to stop all at once, just suddenly. And then I want it to get really quiet. Like they'll all be like, oh, what just happened? And I'll be like, you know what to do. And then I'm going to poof away in smoke.
By poofing
which
away,
might just be me throwing dirt into the air, whatever.
Kind of like sides behind Vave and is like, okay, now back out of here. Can't see me.
Yeah. Can I at least point them in the direction of the temple? Just tell them like that's where you'll do this stuff.
Yeah.
They need to learn on their own. They're just little baby cultists. They don't know.
Yeah, you can point them in the direction of the temple. Trip, as you were stashing the body in one of those unused corners of a city, you see fireworks, you see sunshine beams, you see things happening back where you came from.
Oh! I find a good dark area to stash these potato sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn around and I definitely watch the display of fireworks happening. And then I think to myself, that's exactly where we were.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take off running.
Yeah, that's exactly where the body was. Yep. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you come... Yes.
Before I leave the body, I'm going to change the material. Oh, no, I can't. It's a daily. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to leave the potato sack and pray to God that people just go, it's a potato sack, and not touch it. And, well, at this point, it doesn't matter. They don't have fingerprint technology, so never mind, I just run.
That's true, they don't. They don't. They just have magical means of determining who is guilty. Anyway, I'm sure it's fine.
Trip's not guilty. I mean, she is guilty of hiding a body and misrepresenting a crime scene, or disturbing a crime scene, but it's fine.
Trip.
You didn't actually kill anybody, so it's fine. Plus, we've killed loads of people before, so it doesn't even matter.
Absolutely, we are completely murderers.
Wow, I feel like this episode is kind of sketch, but that's fine. Okay, let's continue.
I might have long conversations with people about how. So I have this group. I don't know that they're good.
Hey, it's not our fault. He tried to kill me first.
I would describe Trip as definitely like a neutral good, because overall she would like good deeds to occur, but she does bad things to get there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I roll with that. Your group is special.
Funny.
So yeah, Trip, you go running through the maze of Druthan. You pass a large group of cultists talking excitedly about the wonders the gods might bestow upon them. And you find Y and Vave. Are you guys still outside, or have you guys retreated back into the Adventurers Guild?
No, I think we're outside. I'm gonna ask them what they did with the body, because I don't
What
know.
did you guys do with the body? I don't think Y knows what you did with the body.
Wait, what body?
What happened to that body? Trip just did her own thing, and which really sucks because she can't talk to either of you. So,
Wait,
I mean-
whose body?
Hand gestures or
oh no, she can. She's just intentionally not.
okay, cool. Do we want to go see the dwarf, or now that the cultists are gone?
I guess that page of notes. Moving on.
Any suggestions?
Should we? Well, I guess we could go see. Okay, what time is it?
It's late
Okay.
in the day.
Oh, I know what we should do. Miles isn't here. I want to go to the bar, to the pub.
Why?
Yeah, me.
That was a question. Why? Question mark?
I want to see what my old buddies are up to. I'm lonely.
I mean, you have us.
You know what I don't have? He's about this big, but his heart, this big.
Uh,
Yeah, I want to go to the bar, please.
Okay.
okay, that's fine.
So
I'll follow.
there are several different taverns, inns, and bars around town. What kind of bar are you looking for?
Like the trashiest of trashy bars. Like these are where the assassins and the really bad people hang out.
The trashiest of trashy bars.
Also, can I go talk to Boaz at some point to see if he could get us a room to stay in for the night?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
The trashiest of trashy is known as the Roasted Rat. It's not an inn. It is not anywhere that you would want to stay the night. It is really just a place where people go get drunk, and there might be a fight club in the back, but nobody knows.
Robot Fight Club.
Yeah,
So-
so you're looking for the Roasted Rat.
Okay, I want to go there. And since I'm a mercenary at Outlying Cities, I would have been here before, right? This is usually where the deals go down.
Yeah, this is where the smarmy deals go down. This is where
Cool,
you
yep.
find all the stuff that
Take me home.
yeah. So Trip and Vave follow Y.
No, Trip does not follow.
Does
Yeah,
Vave
you
follow?
guys should probably stay behind. It's really not safe.
Trip does not.
Oh my goodness.
Look, you
Oh.
go find your little short guy, and I'll go to the bar. We're in the city. What's the worst that can happen?
A lot has happened here. I'll follow. I'll go to the bar with you.
All right,
All right.
let's
So
go.
Y and Vave go to the bar. Trip, what are you going to do?
Trip actually would like to go. So it's late, correct?
Yeah,
So
it's
Trip.
it's getting on towards the evening.
Okay. Our businesses and stuff closed down.
No, there's no real set hours.
Okay.
It's more one of those things where if the owner has left, then you're out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, so Trip would potentially like to she would honestly like to just do temples usually have libraries in them in this town, or is there a dedicated library?
no, you would probably find stuff at the temples.
Okay. So she's gonna go to the temple of the hosts, and because she cannot ingest alcohol. It makes her incredibly sick. So she is going to go to the temple and probably do some reading on memory reversion because she feels really guilty.
Okay, cool. Roll an intelligence plus level plus a background that would help you find bits and pieces of information.
Famed fortune teller, because that's the name of the game, is to interpret information, and also spot it, to manipulate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where's my character sheets? This is intelligence, right? I'm sorry, I know you
Yes.
just said it. 21.
21. All right. I will get back to you and what you find. Y and
of course.
Vave. You walk up to a hole in the wall, very crummy looking bar that's kind of set down underneath another building. And Y brings Vave in. There's a whole bunch of smelly, unwashed people. There are stained tables and chairs. There are a few people running around giving drinks. But for the most part, it looks like you walk up to the bar, pick up your drink, and then go find somewhere to stand. And every now and again, you see someone throw a fist.
Okay.
Do I recognize anyone?
Roll perception.
I'm gonna just start buying wide drinks so that eventually I can drag her out of here and just sleep for the night.
Oh, thank you.
Do you
Yep.
try to get any specific kind of drink?
Something strong.
Something strong. All right, so you go to the bar. There is a very small, skinny elf standing there behind the bar, and he kind of looks up at you and goes, "Oh my, you're a big one. What do you want?"
Something strong that doesn't taste strong.
Something strong.
That has a flower in it.
A flower? Does it look like I put
Yeah.
flowers in my drinks here?
I don't care. I'll go get some if you want, but just stick a flower in it. I'll pay you extra.
All right. Let's. I got you what you need. For the flower, it's going to be a silver drink.
All right. I'll take 2. I'll come back later.
All right. He makes something, and with the flower in it, you cannot taste the alcohol.
Perfect.
Oh.
I'm going to walk over to Y and hand one to her.
All right. While you see a couple people you know, no one that you got along with well.
Really? Usually I get along with everybody.
Well, these guys. They kind of made fun of you. And you realize they kind of remind you of Lady Etienne, the air champion.
Oh,
Like
that lady has got a stick up her butt.
That's exactly
and
what
it's
these
not
guys
mine.
are like. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take the drink. I'm gonna take the flour out and put it in my hair. And I'm just gonna chug the whole thing like super quick down, super easy. And I'm gonna say thank you and do a polite, nice bow. And then I'm going to sprint to the bar and sit down and talk to the bartender.
Okay,
I'm
make
gonna
a save for me.
Okay.
Who has the bird in the room?
Bird?
There's like a
I have
bird.
birds outside my window. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is a good microphone on this camera or on this laptop.
What was your
Thank you, Steve Jobs.
Right. What was your save?
Okay. Is it just straight up?
Plus, I'm gonna say plus Constitution.
Like the Constitution modifier plus level?
Yeah.
Okay, 16.
All right. Yeah, you run. It's totally fine.
All right, I'm gonna walk over there and hand her the other drink before she can order something else.
Okay.
Hmm.
Another drink gets set in front of
So-
you.
I'm gonna take the flour out of this one and put it behind the bartender's ear. And I'm gonna say, all right, barkeep, assuming I'm kind of a little tipsy at this point. Give me the 411. What's the haps?
Have you taken the second drink or just put the flower behind your ear?
I just put the flour behind his ear.
Right.
The skinny little guy.
Right. He glares up at you and he says, "Why? You know I don't know anything here."
Yeah, that's what you tell me. But
Every single
let me spice it up
time.
for you. My heart was recently broken.
Oh.
So tell me a story. Please.
What? Well, who broke your heart? Is there a room for someone else?
Maybe. If you got good stories for me.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna lean over to Vave and whisper and be like, this fool, no one can replace Orion. And then I'm gonna go back and look very serious, like I didn't say anything.
Oh, that's not the one I want to roll. He kind of eyes you, but then puts his arms on the counter and goes, "Well, there once was a princess. A fair elven princess who lived in a tower that was guarded by a beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. can I get you something else to drink? And you hear someone down the bar
Oh.
yell, hey, Paul, and bring over the drinks.
Okay, I'm going to lean in to the bartender guy really close, and I'm going to say, you should not quit your job to be a storyteller. And I'm going to take the flower out from behind his ear that I put originally, and I'm going to turn around and storm out of the bar. But on my way out, I'm going to set my flower into somebody's beer. Ooh, no, not just anybody. The biggest guy in the room. I'm just going to set the flower right in his beer. Or mead, or whatever he's drinking.
Okay. Viv, you see her turn around, storm out. The bartender kind of looks at the drink and goes, are you going to drink that?
I'll take a couple sips, which is probably about at least half of it, and then leave.
Okay. All right. Trip, while you are at the temple, looking for mind reversal, mind restoring, that type of things, you come up with a couple of key pieces of information. The first is that it is easy to replace the memories lost. It is harder to figure out which memories are real. And then the second is there are several different ways to kind of bring the memories back. However, with what you have, since you have his memories in like a dream catcher, I believe, you would probably have to re-enter his mind and kind of mend it back into his memories.
Basically she needs to know what kind of like, would she find what kind of preparation or what kind of advanced magic she should be, like if she should wait and like get better, more practice, stuff like that.
Well, the GM would love it if you waited until we were back in a studio and she could like give you guys maps.
No, that's specifically what I'm asking. I didn't expect this to come into any kind of resolution tonight. I just kind of wanted like a pass to go on like a mini quest one day.
Yes. And I am, just so you know, I am preparing for that because I know that is your guys' goal to restore Darul's memories. But I
yeah, because we all feel guilty. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, it'd be a lot easier if we were like in person, but that's fine. So which ones are correct? Yeah, and you find that you could probably find a scroll. You would probably have to buy one from a wizard, and that would be in a way, like almost a greater restoration. A mind restoration spell.
Okay.
There is no one in Jeruthan who could help you with this. You know, from your time in Shadow's Reach, there's probably someone there, but you also know not to trust someone from Shadow's Reach with something like this. So your other bet would be maybe the Great Dwarven Capital, maybe the Elven Capital, or maybe even up into the Empire's capital. Because Jeruthan is right on the edge of the Empire. So maybe up there.
Okay.
So, yes.
So after she kind of collects that information, she will close the book, put it back where in the designated area that she is to put it back, because I, never reshelve the books, always put them in the thing. And she'll make her way over to the Adventurers Guild to go to bed.
Okay. You guys all kind of... Oh, sorry. Continue.
I was gonna say, do I need to, because I know it's night, should I, roll for, I don't know, not getting jumped or something?
How likely do you think it is that a group of human thugs are going to jump a spider-looking woman walking from the temple to the Adventurers Guild?
Kind of depends on their level of how much they don't like spider women, because I'm pretty sure she's kind of rarer. I mean, that's kind of one of her things is, as a fortune teller, she kind of part of the allure of her was that she is such a unique species that's not really commonplace amongst the other races are usually kind of, they're more apparent in Shadow's Reach, but not so much in Druthan.
Well, go ahead and give me a d20 roll.
Just a straight d20?
Mm-hmm.
14.
No one seems brave enough to come out tonight.
I shouldn't necessarily be offering myself up, but I just wanted to make sure.
Not tonight.
Okay.
Also, nobody knows how wealthy you are, and you certainly don't look it. So,
yeah.
why Vave and Trip all end up back at the Adventurers Guild about the same time? I'm assuming take some time to go to sleep and rest, and then in the morning. Yes,
I would like to bring back Sparky while everybody's sleeping.
Sparky, you can definitely do that. You have his skull with you, I assume.
Yes, I always do.
Yeah, I figured. Yes, you can bring back Sparky. Yes, what?
Yes.
While everyone is sleeping, can I not sleep? I want to be walking around trying to fit the keys in the door locks that are in the guild that I found. Remember I took a handful of those keys from that place?
I do remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you spend the night trying the keys in all the doors. At one point, Boaz comes out and yells at you to go to bed. And none of the keys...
And I'm going to stop him and I'm going to say, shh, everybody's sleeping. Go to sleep.
He's going to grumble and go back to sleep as well. None of the keys seem to work here.
Worth the time, I suppose.
Sure.
Not every key has a lock,
Sure. Quite. So. Alright. You guys rest. And in the morning, you are ready to head out. What is your plan?
The adventure dwarf.
That sounds good to me.
Yes, the short man.
So you guys walk out and you see Boaz is at his desk when you leave in the morning, and he looks up from what he's read and goes, "Oh, Obsidian Souls. Did you have a chance to talk to Sir Tolman?"
Is that the dwarf from yesterday?
Yes, it is.
We have not. We're on our way now. Is he still there? Do you know?
I don't know. He didn't come back in yesterday, and so I was wondering if perhaps you already signed up with him because he hasn't come back to request a new group. But guess if it's not a problem.
Yeah,
He
we'll
said
go
he's going to be outside the gates.
Okay, we'll go out and try to find him, and if we don't come back, just assume we went with him.
Sounds good to me. And he kind of makes some notes in his notebook. So you head out. And yeah, in the early morning light, you see a dwarf who is sitting kind of cross-legged on one of the stone pillars on the path up to Druthan. There's stone pillars that mark it. And he's sitting cross-legged up there. Looks like he's meditating, facing the rising sun over the mountains. Just quietly contemplating.
Trip's gonna go up and tap him on the shoulder.
Going to very calmly say, "Oh, the Obsidian Souls." Opens his eyes, sees you all there.
Where are Darul and Miles, by the way? Do we, like...
They're there with you.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of standing there quietly. So yeah, Sir Torum turns to you, and you see his getup is very similar to Darul's in that it's a lot of light armor. There are different runes and symbols kind of scratched into it. He has a giant stone hammer on his back. His beard is pretty epic and full. A lot of fetishes all tied in, hanging from his chin. And he sees you, and he seems glad to see you. But he looks over at Y, and his demeanor falters a little. And then he kind of collects himself and he goes, "Lady Y, I am Sir Torum. I was once the guardian of the earth. Job that you now hold."
Yes, well, you know how those things go. How are you getting along?
I am concerned. You are the elemental champion, and yet the elements are unhappy. So,
Well, that's certainly one opinion.
it is. Volcanoes are erupting. The Bracken Lake is evaporating. The deep canyons are opening out in the desolates. And there are unique and strange storms brewing up in the Feather Range. But I'm sure you had a plan for all of these?
You silly little thing, you. Don't you know that volcanoes are renewing and restoring, and trenches are meant to be deep? Storms clear away the stuff that has gathered and built. It's a cleanse for the earth. You don't know much about the earth, which seems like a good thing that you were removed from your position. But I will keep your complaints in mind, and in exchange, in payment and reward for your courage to speak so plainly, I would like to give you this, and I'm going to give him a flower. No, I'm not just gonna give it to him. I think that I'm going to walk up and put it in his hair.
I would like to ask him what he needed us for. Why he went to class.
He's going to turn then slightly away from Y to the rest of the group. He's going to say, "So, I'm here on behalf of the other former elemental champions, because there is a problem with the world. As some of you may know, elements do have memories, but no concept of time. Therefore, sometimes their reactions are not of what has happened in the past, but what is yet to happen here in the future. We have studied the phenomenon occurring, and we believe that these are echoes coming back in time. Something in the future is about to upset the balance of all of the elements. And he kind of like looks at why and then looks back at the rest of the group. It is our conclusion that the elemental champion has failed. Whether that is because she is killed in the future, or because she does something with which to change the elements, is still
To change
unclear.
the elements.
Yes.
I would never change them. I love them.
I'm not entirely sure I believe you.
The elements are a part of me.
Yeah, he's not
And I love
entirely
them with
sure he
every
believes
cell in
you.
my being.
I'm
So-
sure that they are a part of you, and I'm sure affection is something you feel for them.
But what are you telling me to do, small man?
I understand why Lady Etienne was having difficulties. I would appreciate it if you would investigate some of the different elements and the elementals and ensure that you have not hurt the web of the world.
Interesting. Okay, how do I do this? Tell me the way.
Well, I would recommend going and investigating one of the phenomena that are occurring.
You mean the volcanoes and the storms?
This is what Becca did this week. She made maps. Volcanoes! Down here. Giant crack in the earth! Right here. Bracken in the lake drying up! Right here. Featherfall range with the weird storms! Right here.
Wait, what
Alright.
was the one after the giant crack?
Bracken Lake is drying up. It's evaporating.
Okay.
Well, I suppose it is my duty to investigate and solve these issues, which clearly are not of my origin, but I will absolutely go to the volcanoes. Wait, are we close to the volcanoes or on the other side? Where are we at on this map?
The volcanoes, the deep canyon, and the water are all about equidistance. The air is further, closer to Estelin and Gatemark. Gatemark is the dwarven town, and it is found in the Feather Range. Estelin is the home of the Spell Queen and where you know Orion flew to. But the Bracken Lake, the Big Canyon, and the are in the middle of the Desolates, and then the volcanoes are in the southern range.
Okay, I'm going to turn to my team then, and I'm going to say I have to go, and I have to investigate these things because I do love the elements that are within me, even though they make me a little hazy sometimes, but This is my destiny. We must go.
All right, where are we
Okay.
going?
Oh, family field trip. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. To the volcanoes. Oh, before we leave though, I'm gonna turn to the little small man. Do you have any information more that I might need that might help me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were in tune with the volcano. No, sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I've been told that my anger is an issue, and I need to be working on it. The volcanoes are the first one you wish to go and investigate. Be aware that while yes, volcanoes are something that is normal, these are erupting with such violence that they have threatened one of the nearby monasteries.
Oh no. Okay. Anything else?
Let the elements guide you.
Perfect. I want to do a very grand bow to the little man, and then I want to run up, kneel to him. So we would probably be at like eye level if I kneeled down, right?
Well, he's still sitting up on, or no, I guess he's standing. Yeah, if you knelt, you'd be eye level. He's as tall as
Okay.
Darul is.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to kneel before him and say thank you. And then I'm going to kiss him on the forehead. And then we will leave. I'll probably pat him on the head too. Little chant, little cutie.
So Y goes skipping off. The dwarf just kind of absently reaches out. And, Vave, are you odds or evens?
Odds.
He grabs Trip's cloak for a second to just kind of pull you back. And he says, the echoes are going to get worse. Be very careful of her. And Viv, you hear this as well. I was just rolling to see whose cloak he ended up grabbing. Why you did not hear this as you went scampering off with Miles and Darul. Apparently, like, it's off to see the volcanoes. The volcanoes receive. So, so Trip and Viv, you guys get a warning from the man about why.
Trip will just nod and kind of like pat.
All right.
Because she can't communicate, so all she does is nod.
Okay.
She does take that as a stern warning because she definitely believes this guy. He seems to know his shit.
All right. Is there anything else in Druthin you want to do before you head out?
Trip would like to restock on cheese and rabbits and maybe some like squirrel jerky.
All right. So squirrel jerky, more cheese, dried rabbits or fresh?
Probably dried.
Okay. For you are aware that this trip to at least the monastery is going to take about a month.
Okay.
So to get enough food, it would be about a gold and 5 silver. But it's also going to be super heavy.
Yeah, no, she's gonna probably get about 2 weeks provisions, and then she's just gonna start hunting and praying.
Okay. About 2 weeks is going to be then more like 7 silver.
Okay.
All right, Vave, are you going to get anything before you leave?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and try to get some provisions.
Okay. Same amount is going to be, again, like about 7 silver.
Okay.
Why? Are you just heading out into the unknown?
Yeah, I'm a pretty good gatherer, seeing as it's what I've done for most of my entire life. So I don't think I'd get any provisions. I think that if we are going back to the city, though, are we stopping in to get food and stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to take like a couple of stones
Mm-hmm.
from like maybe the gate
Okay.
of the city.
Cool. All right. And then you guys head out into the desert. Or the desolates, I'm sorry. The desolates. So for this montage, it is a month-long trip to the monastery. For this montage, there are only 3 of you. However, we'll still just keep it. I mean, unless you guys would like to go around for a second time, we'll do a once around the table to talk about what you see and experience along the way of this trip. So, is there anyone who has an idea on this month-long trip towards the monastery near the volcanoes? What are you going to encounter?
What are we traveling through?
The desolates, which is a lot of like sand and low grass and not a lot of anything.
Yeah, that's the problem. I guess an encounter could. I mean, I guess theoretically, one encounter could be we happen upon a trader on his trade route with a broken wheel.
Yes,
Be a bad thing, just has to be an encounter.
that's true.
All right, so who helps the trader with the broken wheel?
I'm not handy.
Babe, there's only
Yeah.
one left.
Okay.
You are the chosen
I
one.
could try, but the guy might be leaving with less wheels than when we started.
I guess I don't know. Traveling and a significant amount, I would probably have come across this at some point and would have had to like make a wheel out of like logs, I guess. So I like roped together some logs. It would have been a real rough wheel, so the rest of their trip is going to be pretty bumpy, but that's how I'll do it.
All right, Vave makes a wheel. Vave, what's the next thing you guys encounter? Several days later.
Trudging through you said short grass?
Yes, sand and short grass.
We encounter. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, I mean, a lot of like Arizona, New Mexico, Utah. That like, there's bushes, there's grass, there's a lot of sand and rock, and not.
Okay,
a lot of
so
water.
we encounter some rattlesnakes, or just snakes in general.
Some super large snakes leap out of the brush. Actually, I don't know. I might be projecting here. But why? How do you handle snakes?
This is a tough one. I'm going to. Ooh, I know. Okay, I'm going to turn my stick into a flute. And I'm going to play it very majestically until the snakes are lulled to sleep. Actually, no, I change it. No, I am going to be doing the flute thing, but I think they're going to be on our side, and then they hunt for us, and they bring us little rodents and things for us before scattering.
The snakes bring you rodents.
I am a very talented flute player.
A flautist, if you will.
If you will.
All right, why? What is the next encounter you guys meet up with? Maybe a week or so out from the monastery.
Right. So at this point, the heat is really starting to get to me. So I start to hallucinate. I think I've done this one before, but I start to hallucinate people, and I get so like I talk to them a lot. I'm always constantly talking to people that I'm like hallucinating or with me. And then randomly, I just run away because I'm scared of the people that I'm talking to.
Trip, why has run away?
Okay.
I'm assuming you go find her.
Yeah. I follow
Or
the
it could be
thread.
mid-flight as well, like sprinting through the sand,
Okay.
screaming.
So I have eyes on her. I kind of like I'm like and she's totally going to I think Miles put a backpack on her that has like a leash on her. I can't remember.
I think you're right.
Sounds right.
I think I'm right. And she's going to aim she's gonna spider shoot some thread, hit the backpack, and just yank.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, Trip pulls Y back to the group. All right, and so yeah, you guys. I mean, I have a feeling you guys keep an eye on Y a little bit closer then, after she did her first sprint, and you make it to the Jathal Monastery, also known as Kernick Jathal. Now, in Tanar, Jathal are the they consider themselves the offspring of the mountains themselves. They are very much stone giant, Goliath type creatures. Humanoid, can speak just fine. And they have established this monastery. They teach anyone who wishes to learn the ways of the ways of the mountain, and it is a welcoming monastery. You guys kind of wind your way up, see this building that has been carved almost directly into a cliff side, and standing there is a Jathal. They are going to be about 8 to 9 feet tall, stone-like skin, mostly hairless, and this one is dressed in very simple brown robes and bows politely to you and says, "Welcome, visitors. Please take your rest this evening here in the monastery." And it speaks in a voice that seems like the mountain is rumbling itself. It's gravelly, it's low, and at times it's almost hard to hear because it sounds so natural, like a natural sound. But you are able to understand his welcome. You guys go into the monastery as a lovely little group. He points out a community room for you guys to rest in. And he says, if you wish to speak to the sensei of the monastery, you will have your chance to do so. In about an hour, he is still with a class. Is that your wish? Or
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So, yeah, you guys have about an hour, which you kind of rest. You can wander the monastery a little. Does anyone do anything specific?
Yeah, I want to go to that class.
Okay. You can kind of peer in, and inside this class is like a row of about 5 humanoids of various races. And they are all sitting cross-legged in front of a very large Jathal who is intoning deeply a mantra. Trip, were you gonna go somewhere?
Hold on. So I guess my question was did I kind of I was talking to my roommate. Did I miss who this monastery worships?
It is more of a druidic, following the ways of the natural paths of the world. If you're looking for an icon, it would be the keeper. She is an oxen who keeps the desolates in a more natural state, if you will.
Okay. I think she's gonna wander the monastery just a little bit, look at some of the architecture, get a feel for what kind of people are here. Just kind of read the terrain, so to speak.
Okay. And Fave, what are you doing?
I would like to find out more about the volcano that we're close to. So if there's like a place that I can go research, like the history of like eruptions or like what's happened around this area, that kind of thing.
Okay. Vave, roll me an investigation check. And then I'm going to circle through again and probably call it for the evening. So we'll start with why. You see this class learning meditation with a much larger Jathal. It looks much more mountain-like, much less humanoid. Do you just peer in?
Do they notice me?
No, they are... Well, whether or not they notice you, you don't know. They seem to be ignoring you if they have.
Okay, I want to join. So I want to like sneakily go sit
Okay.
and kind of try and join in.
Okay. You are able to do so. There even seems to be an extra like padding for you to sit on. And you join in. And you find some peace and relaxation. Possibly. I don't know. It's wise head.
No one really knows what goes on in there. One of the great 7 wonders of the world. What goes on in her mind?
One of them, yes, quite. All right, Trip. You wander through the monastery. You find a lot of quiet contemplation. You find the main area is filled with people you assume are students. They are wearing more somber brown robes. The teachers' robes look a little bit nicer, often start to have some color in them, greens and reds and blues. It still looks very natural, but a bit more interesting perhaps to look at. And you do discover that from this monastery, there are tunnels like into the mountains themselves, but there is a student there, and they do ask, please, visitor, leave in peace, preventing you from going deeper into the mountain. And Vabe, what did you roll on your investigation check?
Investigation is intelligence, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I got a 15 with my background, and I was wondering if I could somehow use my icon relationship.
Quite possibly, yes.
I'm not really sure how this would work, but I have a 6 with the Rivener.
Mm-hmm. You do. Yeah. So you are wandering through the halls, maybe looking for a library, and you kind of stumble into an enclosed, well, you would consider it a courtyard, except it's in the mountains, but there are plants flowering, there's a gentle waterfall, and seated there, next to the waterfall, is an oxen, kind of in the brown robes with one stripe of red. And she looks up as you approach, and she says, "Oh, hail, traveler. Are you here to find rest and contemplation at the monastery?"
I'm here to help with the elements going on, the strange elemental things going on in the area.
"I see. I believe the spirits, or one in particular, may have informed me that someone would be looking for me. Yes, my name is. I have a name for her. Give me just a second. Yes, my name is Arel, and I am here seeking this peace, but I am afraid that I know quite a bit about these mountains and the volcanoes. And your name?
My name is Vave.
Oh, it is lovely to meet you, Vave. Yes.
Nice to meet you.
I once had family and a village on the south sides of these mountains, but sadly they were lost.
Lost how?
Lava flow wiped out a good portion of them, and some of my townsfolk and family have survived, and they live quite happily in another town. After just all the loss that my family has gone through, I knew I needed to find a place that would bring me more peace than just another town. So,
Mm.
yeah.
So how has this place brought you peace?
Well, I no longer feel anger towards the Black Duke and his men. I no longer feel frustration with the natural way of volcanoes. So, that's always a good thing.
Who is the Black Duke?
He is a man from beyond the sea who sent his armies here to conquer us. Oh, generation or so ago. My grandfather fought against him, but he was struck down by the Black Duke's warlord.
Who was the Black Duke's warlord? I don't want to answer or ask that question, but I'm going to.
And unfortunately, their name is lost to time. My grandmother never found out which one exactly it was, but it's one of those things that I remind myself, even knowing that there is someone out there who finds maybe joy in anger and destruction, they too could find peace. if they looked for it. But the volcanoes, yes. I haven't been here long. The first eruption was about a year and a half ago now. I recently heard that about maybe 2 months ago, a more violent one occurred. Um, the the teachers here at the temple said that it felt like something was unbinding the elements or breaking them apart, and they didn't have anyone to keep them together and control them.
Did they mention anything that would have caused that? Like someone specifically who would cause that? I don't know. That's a vague question. But.
It is. It's hard to imagine that one person could set off volcanoes. I mean, we've heard stories of the Spell Queen's champions. I don't think any of them have the power to make volcanoes erupt. That's a little chaotic.
So you're saying it probably wasn't intentional?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Is there anything else about the eruptions that you can tell me? Like anything else kind of strange happening?
There's rumors of people walking through the flames and the lava. I don't know. I can't really imagine anyone walking through it. But yeah, about 2 months ago was the worst one. And that's when they saw people walking in the flames. Before that, they were minor. They were typical, at least that's what we thought. But my teachers don't know much more. And while I have an interest in caring for nature and the natural elements, I think I'm out of my depth.
And who are your teachers?
Oh, there's a few. There's Scree, or Stone from the Top of the Mountain. His is a little long-winded. I just call him Topper. But
Alrighty. Thank you so much for your help.
oh, you're welcome. Veva, it's lovely to meet you. I hope to see you around before you leave again.
I hope that as well.
All right.
Bye.
Trip, you make your way back to the common room about the same time Vave does. Why? The class ends, and the Jathal, who is leading the class, kind of opens his eyes and says, "Students, you are dismissed. New one, please go get your friends, for I think we have much to talk about." And that's where we're going to end it tonight. Mainly so the guys can hear all this.
Can I use my icon relationship?
Sure, how so?
Okay, while I was meditating, I feel like I would have had a better connection with the Spell Queen, and I want to ask her for greater basically mastery of like the fire elemental. Well, I guess would the volcanoes be earth or fire?
They'd probably be, I mean, more fire. I mean, yeah, volcanoes, you've seen them before, at least like lava elementals have been a mixture of that fire, earth, and they're the ones that created the obsidian shards that you all picked up. And you feel, as you were meditating, you feel almost a tug in one of your pockets, and you slip your hand in and you pull out that obsidian eye that you had left back on some stones in the middle of the desolates.
What? My lucky eye! How cool!
And yes. And it will give you a +1 to your physical defense against fire.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, this is where we'll end for tonight. You guys are going to go and have a conversation with Stone from the top of the mountain about the volcanoes and see what you guys can do about them. I hope you guys all had fun. Found it interesting, at least.
We're gonna take down some volcanoes.
Woo!
Sure. I guess that's what you do. You take down volcanoes. I'm not entirely sure what you actually do with volcanoes. But I'll be interested to see what you guys do with volcanoes. Needless to say. But yeah, so we'll be back next Monday. That will be the 25th, I believe. And hopefully we'll have more of the crew here as you guys delve into the volcanoes. I want to thank all of our viewers for watching. Anyone who goes back and watches the show later, we really appreciate it. And if you are interested in our games here, we do a Friday night game, 5th edition, known as It Gets Worse. All I can remember is Gebercan. Something along those
Isn't it?
lines.
It gets worse in Gebercan.
Something along those lines. The Gebercan Chronicles. It gets worse. It always does. Yes.
I always
It
thought
does.
it was. It gets worse in Gebercan. That's all. I thought it was. That was its title.
Probably.
They change it.
No.
Oh.
I've just, spaced it, so.
Oh.
Who remembers anything anymore? What day is it? I don't know. I know it's Monday.
Okay.
Because on Mondays, it's 13th Age with the heroes at the edge of desolation. And these are the Obsidian Souls. And I'm Becca the GM, and so thank you so much for watching. Woof. Have a good night.